What's the difference between this gun and this gun? You're right, absolutely nothing. I'm at the shell pit today. I got the 357 Marlin 1894 CS. I've topped it with a Burris 4-power scope. It's an older one, designed for a longer eye relief, shotgun, big game rifle. Anyways, I need some kind of scope to offset my canted barrel that puts my sights off to the side. And this will give me a way to test the loads that we've selected. The first load that we're going to shoot is the Terry Dees 212 grain semi-wad cutters loaded with 12.5 grains of H110. I have 5 loads. This is number 5. We're going to shoot a 5-shot group. You can see the target behind me. That's exactly 50 yards. There, I got a chronograph set up. I've never been able to make a chronograph work, but today we're going to see if I can. So let me get these shot. I've got it on paper up close. Now we're going to see how it groups. I'll be shooting 5 rounds out of the Marlin. Then I'll be shooting 5 rounds out of my Ruger GP100. So let's get started. I'll show you the groups. 1444 was my highest and 1414 was my lowest. The rest of them are in the 1420s. There's that first load. My first shot was here, my last shot was here. Had those 3 in the middle. I don't know, I'm going to say that's probably 3-inch group at 50 yards. They all shot 11-15, 11-13, 11-18. They were all within probably 10 feet of each other. I don't want to take time to hook all this up, just trust me on it. They were between 11-20 and 11-13. That was my lowest. They all shot 10 inches high, and I had a group at 20 yards of about probably 2.5 inches. Okay, the first time I shot, I aimed here, and I hit up in here on the couch. So this time I put a orange dot down at the bottom and held for it, and my group opened up. I shot one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. The first group is all within 2.5 inches. This group's probably 8 inches. Probably 8 inches here, spread around. Maybe it was a different sight picture by aiming at the little orange dot. I don't know. I thought the little orange dot would give me a tighter group. These are the 158, 160 grain Elmer Kieth bullets at Ocean 375 cast, and I'm really excited to try these. So I've got them loaded up in the Marlin 1894. We're going to try it out at 50 yards. I'll give you a recap of the chronograph results. I don't want to have to hook everything up, just trust me. I'll get you close enough. There's my first round from Ocean. These are the Kieth bullets. This was 16 grains of H110, and they had an average feet per second of 1760. And I mean, nothing to write home about. Down here we have, this is the next round. Notice these 3 are touching. This was my first shot. This was my last shot. I don't know. I don't know what I did there. But they had a average feet per second of around 1820. And I just knocked that off. Anyways, yeah, if you take those 2 out, boy, they're looking really good, ain't it? Anyways, it's probably, in reality, it's about 2.5 inches. And then the last thing I shot was not with H110. This was with Unique, 8.5 grains of Unique. These were the 125 grain bullets that Cranky Cleatus sent me. My first shot was here, my second shot was here, my third shot was here, my fourth shot was here, and here. I mean, 10-inch. And I just don't think those short, lighter bullets would stabilize in my Marlin rifle. I even shot the 125 grain Remingtons to sight in with, and they shot about a 4-inch group at 25 yards. So I think the Marlin rifle likes the heavier bullets, and probably the H110 powder. Anyways, let's see how the pistol did. Okay, I kept aiming at my low dot here as I would normally hold the sight picture, and the first of the ocean bullets hit up here, and I had a pretty good group. This one over here and this one over here, and then 3 in the middle, which is about what the rifle shot. 3 good ones and 2 flyers. So that's probably me, you know, taking a piece off, not flaring the case enough. I don't know, but anyways, they were high. I was aiming here and I'm hitting up here. So I changed my sight picture and I shot my next load, and I got 3 good ones and 2 over here. That could be me. I mean, I'm not an iron sight shooter. That could be me. You know, my eyes pretty good. I can spot a deer, but I like to shoot a scope. Anyways, that's 20 yards, and I'll, you know, resting the trigger guard off my bag. I was resting the barrel off my bag and got to charring it pretty good. Anyways, all we got left to shoot is the Cranky 125 grains. Let's see how they do out of the GP 100. I'll say this much: those Terry Dees bullets, they got a pretty good kick to them. Those are the Lyman 212 grain. You go down to the Kieth bullets, those are 158, 160. Recoil not near as bad. The 125 grains out of the rifle, almost no kick. I think it's like 9.8 grains of, or 8.9 grains. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, the Unique doesn't kick nearly as hard. So let's shoot those out of the Ruger and we'll wrap it up. Well, those 125 grain bullets didn't shoot too bad. But if you notice, the paper is torn. And every one of them, the paper is torn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all torn. That is 20 yards with Cranky Cleatus's bullets and the 120 grain or 125 grain. Anyways, not too bad. Recoil was much less. The feet per second on those was 1390, 1401, 1392. So you're looking at the 1390s probably. Okay, let's wrap it up. What did we learn today? We can get some accuracy out of cast bullets. We can find a bullet that shoots good in both the Ruger pistol and the Marlin the Marlin lever gun. So since we know that we can accurately shoot in both, now we need to make a decision. Am I going to keep the Marlin? I love the Ruger GP 100 pistol. I mean, I absolutely love it. The question is, do I love the Marlin? And the answer's no. And I guess I just need to go ahead and call it. When I realized I couldn't shoot iron sights without taking it to the gunsmith and getting the barrel straightened or getting the barrel kicked around, and I knew I was going to have to go with a scope, I put this scope on there just to see if accuracy was there. And accuracy was there, but the more I shot it, the more I realized I don't like a lever gun. They're kind of catchy, and some of the bullets, you know, you kind of had to stop and start again to get them to load. And it was the same way with some of the factory loads that I shot. And from what I understand, you can smooth the actions up. The more you shoot them, the better they get. But long and short of it is this: when I was about 16, I missed the deer with a 30-30, and he ran right at me, and he ran right up to me. I mean, he's 15 yards away, and my 30-30 jammed with the bolt open, and I couldn't get the next shell to come up out of the riser to go into the barrel. And I'll carry the 30-30 with the lever open, just like that. I carried it that way home for 2 miles, and it was so jammed we had to take it to the gunsmith. He had to take it apart. I said, "What's broke? What caused that?" He said, "Nothing, it just happens." I said, well, something causes it. I mean, is it going to happen again? He said, probably not. It's just a rare thing. Mechanically, it locked up. You had to take it apart. So right then, I got a bad taste in my mouth towards lever guns. But I have a lever action 22 that I love. I've had since I was a baby. So I thought maybe pistol cartridge would be different, and it may be. But the action's too much like, brings back memories of the old 30-30. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to load any more test loads until I replace the Ruger, or replace the Marlin with the bolt action Ruger. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm a bolt action shooter. All my rifles are bolt action. This is the only, other than a 22, the only lever gun I own. And I'll be honest with you, I think I'd just rather go with a Ruger. I'd rather have a bolt gun. And no offense to you, you lever gun guys, but I think for me, I would be happier long term with a lever gun. And the rotary magazine, having to lever load and unload this every time you get in and out of the truck to be legal, as opposed to just popping out a rotary magazine, I think that's what I'm going to do. So, going to put this on the market, and if we can find a buyer for it, I'll get a Ruger ordered, and then we'll resume testing 357 and trying to match the Ruger GP100 to the Ruger M77 and see what happens. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks to all you guys that sent me bullets. As soon as we get a Bolt 357, you'll see me shooting your bullets again. Shot 50 rounds of 357 Magnum through the chronograph. Switched over to the 22-250. Just some box ammo that I got with it. First shot. That's what happened to the top of the chronograph. No, I didn't hit it. It just muzzle blast of going 3,800 feet per second. Good times. That 2250 is going to be a keeper. That's 45 grain Winchester white box. And it's old. The brass is all corroded. Not a bad group. I think some reloads, we could wear out that little bit of orange that was left. So where does the rifle start and the preacher stop?